Hello, my name is Faith Kilonzi.
I'm Rhonajoy Koome.
I'm Mongina.
And I am Mwikali, and together we are
Global Tech Sailors.
This is a podcast where we explore the latest trends and technologies in the world of
cybersecurity,
data science,
software engineering,
DevOps,
and many more.
Welcome aboard. Hi everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to Global Tech Sailors, and today we're going to talk about a very important topic that people tend to ignore out here. It has become a crisis, I think so.
Yeah.
Looking at the statistics, many people are suffering from mental health, and people are not taking it very serious as it should be. So yeah, we're going to talk about mental health in tech and how it has affected people and how maybe we could handle it. So we'll start with, what is mental health? What
Before
do
you get
think?
there, D, why didn't you say we are talking about a topic that is closest
to my
heart.
To my heart.
Miss Gratitude.
Yes, mental health is very close to my heart. I like advocating for it. We also have an organization that talks about mental health. It is called Mental Health Companions. You should check it out on Instagram and other platforms.
Wow.
Yeah, so
impressive.
Thank you, Joy. So, yeah, to continue, I was asking, what do you think is mental health? And yeah, what is mental health to you guys? Do you advocate for it? Do you just take it? Mental health is mental health. People will just talk about it and it will pass. What do you think? Can start with Faith. Faith, what do you think is mental health?
Okay. So for me, it's the well-being of your health, but the well-being of your mind and soul, especially with regards to your thoughts, where you are at emotionally, and the connection between your physical health and your thoughts and your mental state. Yes. I think sometimes then it's also important for me to say this, that people confuse this with being mad.
Yeah.
Yes. But it goes, it could be extreme happiness and extreme sadness. So all these things, it could be in both extremes. So I'm just hoping that we are also able to put that out there, that mental health doesn't necessarily mean that you're overly depressed, but it could be something to do with if you're unhealthy mentally, it means that maybe you're not able to do the things you set out to do. You're constantly having thoughts that are not healthy, or doing bad things, or being suicidal and all those kind of things. So it could be in both spectrums of someone who is heavily immersed in something that they are not necessarily supposed to be or to be doing. Yes.
I have a question. If I am not able, for example, struggling to concentrate on something for a long period, like my concentration span is a little bit short, is that mental health, or that's something different?
It's an indication of something is definitely wrong somewhere.
For
But you've
sure.
not-
I think it also depends on who you are. You know, there are some people who their concentration is maybe a 1 hour, a break, 1 hour, a break. We're not always at I can do 3 hours, then break. We all have different concentration levels.
But now, what if I can't focus on a task for the maximum I can go for is 30 minutes? Is that an
and you're easily distracted.
yes?
The issue, I think the question would be, have you always been like this, or is it something that started recently? Because if it is something that started recently, it definitely means something is wrong somewhere. But if this is how you've been for the longest time, it means like this is how you are.
personality.
Yeah, this is who you are as a person.
Then also then it becomes as a cause for alarm when maybe in that instance you're not aware of it, or you're aware of it and you're not doing anything about it, or you're aware of it and you find it good.
And you also can't manage that particular
Yes.
kind of thing such that it drains you and it also affects your performance as an individual. You'd find that there are people who know they have these short spans of concentration, but they've found a way to work around it such that they still maintain their top performance.
They're still productive and their performance is still okay. Right.
I think a major part of mental health is the awareness. The awareness of it. Like, okay, so at every point, if I wake up and I know my routine is wake up, go to work, or wake up, meditate, exercise, do this particular thing, and that routine is broken at a point, and now I start regressing to other things, then it becomes, if you have that awareness, you realize that something is wrong.
Something is not happening.
Something is not happening as should. So it's all those things. Or it is, I was used to this routine and I'm changing it. So you are aware you are changing it.
Yeah.
So that being able to know at this particular point in my life, I feel in control or I don't feel in control. And how you can work around that.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
So mental health in tech. It can be caused by a number of factors. And it is a very common thing due to the long hours of work, the tight deadlines that people in the tech industry have, and most importantly, the innovation, the constant innovation that there is in tech. So
The
I
concentration it requires and kind of thinking.
The amount of energy
You need
your
to
brain
use.
goes through to just write that code, make it work and all that, right?
produce a content in tech. It takes a lot of work
And
to come up
also,
with something.
because you're always interacting with machines most of the time, you don't interact
Yes.
with
Okay. That's
Yeah.
a very
Correct.
big one.
Yeah.
You're always looking at screens
You're looking at
for
a
so many
screen.
hours.
Yeah, that's very important.
So I was actually reading something on Stack Overflow, and they said that they did a survey on 65,000 software developers, and one of their findings was 15% of those developers had a mental illness, and they didn't know about it. So it's like you're so used to your routine as a software developer or as a techie to an extent that you don't even realize that something is wrong because you're trying to get some work done. So you don't even take a breather or a break to even evaluate and see how am I doing as a person. So it's like you're in constant loop of
A roller coaster.
Yes.
Yes. A loop.
You're
And
in
also, to add on the statistics that Faith provided, there is a study that was conducted by the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health. They tend to find out that software developers or people in tech were more likely to report poor mental health other than other professional workers.
Wow.
Oh.
So people in the tech industry are most likely to go through signs of depression, anxiety, feeling burnt out and everything. If you look at all these statistics, because there are many of them, you'd find out that people in the tech industry are really affected by these things, yet they don't know
They
that
don't
they are
realize
affected.
it, which is the worst case
I think it's
scenario.
because our work is very
Mental.
immersive. Like you have to immerse yourself in the work for you to maybe feel productive or get work done. So you are so stuck up in it that you don't
even know
what's
what is
going on.
beyond that.
Yes,
What is beyond that?
You're in a constant loop of trying to be better and better every day. So
Yes.
yeah.
There's a new language.
There's ChatGPT, there's GPT-4, Google has come
There's
up with a new thing.
You
it's
remember
actually-
when we started the boot camp where everyone was telling you, when you start this course, you'll not have a life, you'll not have friends.
Exactly.
And now that becomes
Reality.
something set in your mind that you really don't need to have a life out there. You can use the weekend to just code or do something related to work or something. Now you get used to that kind of
Your laptop becomes your best friend. You
Yes,
say it's
your
jokingly,
baby.
but you don't know how much it's affecting you.
But on that, when Diana said about the boot camp, I remembered. I think when I was in the boot camp, I literally had no life beyond. I lost touch with, and that's what I think it does. You lose touch with your friends and people it's just you and the code only in your life, which
that's
is so
true.
sad.
I remember my mom telling me all the time, you never get off your machine. And I'm like, I'm trying to solve this kind of thing. And she told me, at some point you'd have to rest and sleep so that you may be able to do the same thing tomorrow. And okay, at some point she was getting angry, but she was also supportive because she understood I'm trying this thing for the first time.
So it's very easy.
It's so
very
easy. It's so
just-
easy to actually get stuck on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. And I think now, imagine you guys were learning, right? Now, get in the workplace. Get in the workplace, an actual engineering team. You have 2 projects you're handling or more. You have someone you're reporting to. You have a team that you're working with. You need an API somewhere from someone else. You need this person the product designer to bring you something you need, and you also have to get it done.
Yeah.
You have deadlines.
You have a number of tasks that you need to accomplish. So it becomes overwhelmed. Yeah. So I think one of the causes or one of the signs of that you're suffering mentally is burnout.
Yep, and that's very prominent.
Can we talk about how do I know that I am facing, burnout? As we said, most of us are not aware. We are just there.
Yes.
We think this is normal, this is
lifestyle
in tech. So I'm sitting there and I'm wondering, how do I identify that probably I might be suffering, I might be having burnout Okay,
so for me, I'll start then. For the times that I've felt burnout, I feel unproductive. Like I can wake up, sit behind this machine, and now something that was exciting or a project that was exciting is not exciting anymore. So I am unproductive, or I'm trying to do one single thing and I'm not able to even, like I have a mental blocker. I can't even come up with solutions for it. So for me, that's one sign that I've experienced.
I think I face emotional withdrawal. I feel like everyone around me is irritating me to the I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to see anyone. I just want to be alone and deal with my shit.
alone.
And I think to add on what Faith was talking about, the unproductiveness, I'd say lack of motivation. You just don't have the zeal that you had yesterday or the day before yesterday to work on whatever you are working on. So you'd find that you look at a task and you're like, I'll do it tomorrow. I kind of tend to tie lack of motivation to procrastination. Where you look at a task and you're like, I think I can do something else that is more fun right now, and then I'll do the other stuff later.
Yes.
So it might be that you're having burnout, but you don't know. And then you lack the motivation to do whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing. Which also tends to now reduce your performance.
So that means maybe I spent my whole day watching YouTube, Netflix, and then you hit.
Yes.
You have not done anything at the end of the day. The other one is probably lack of sleep. You're struggling to get sleep. So you get to bed and you're there staring at the wall.
TikTok.
Instagram Reels.
You can't sleep.
You're just tired, but you're not.
Yes, you're not.
There was a time that I used to sleep with the sounds of rain.
Wow.
For you to sleep, you have
I had a whole I think
playlist.
Yes, I had a playlist. I think someone a friend of mine at the time sent me a playlist of showers of rain, so that I can put them on my pillow and put my phone there so that I can sleep, because I was struggling. And guess what happens? You get in the bed by 10, let's say. Then you end up sleeping at 3 a.m. And you have work at 8.
Oh goodness! And you have
guess what happens? You go to work, you can't concentrate.
You become unproductive.
You're
too tired even by
the morning.
Over.
Yeah. And I think that something else that I think Marianne talked about that I think I had experienced was, you know, you're procrastinating. But deep down, somewhere at the back of your mind, you remember. But there is nothing you can do about it. Exactly. So you become so frustrated. So even by the time you lash out at the people around you,
you're becoming irritated.
You know, like you feel guilty, you're not able to do it, but you can't do it.
Yeah.
So
you end up making excuses, actually.
Yes.
You make up excuses, and then the procrastination leads to the feeling of being overwhelmed because you have a lot of work, a whole pile of tasks you've not done since last week. So
you also become negative in life.
Yes.
This thing is very
why should
boring.
I should quit? I should resign.
Yes. You become irritable over small issues.
Yes.
And all this because of what? Like just
burnout.
So
like you didn't realize that you were tired at a point and taken rest.
Yeah.
You just didn't realize.
Yeah.
So you've worked and worked and worked until you can't anymore, and now it has become a problem.
Yes.
Why is this pressure though, guys?
Because of competition
between
our friends. We have
worker time.
Something called worker time.
I don't know if you guys have heard of worker time. This is
you're trying to beat hours. You're trying to beat people
to make
hours.
people know that you are coding.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think worker time is one of those things that and I'm not sure I mean work time is not the only competition that we face in tech, but I feel like at every point you're trying to log as many hours as you can. Visual Studio Code now has that at the very bottom. They have the number of hours you are actively on this IDE.
They do.
Yes. Like you can see at the bottom. Like I think bottom left or there's
where you have branch master.
Yes, there. So they log for you how many hours you've been writing code. So it makes you feel like I've only coded for 2 hours.
30 minutes.
It's not enough. Then you go to worker time and you see a leaderboard where you see
Mwikali.
Let's talk about 10 hours.
10 hours. And I am here at 35.
13 minutes.
13 minutes.
Don't feel pressured, guys.
So that's the pressure that people face, you guys. Then there are those memes too on social media where you see software engineering is a lifestyle. If you can't code for
60 plus
if you are a sleepy person, you can't be in bed.
Yes. So there's that pressure, and I feel like it could work on the positive side, but sometimes it's very unhealthy.
It
is unhealthy.
If you don't know yourself, it could lead to demotivation because you start feeling like even though
other
you've
people
worked
are doing better
and
than
you
I
become
am.
productive that day, but your worker time is ready in 33 minutes, you feel like you have not done anything.
And I think one of the things that we don't even realize is maybe the 30 minutes that you logged. You solved something that was going to
take 2 hours.
And probably you learned
10
something in that.
Or you just saved the company millions of money.
Of course, yes.
With your 30 minutes.
Yes. And I think that's when maybe the problem comes in, because sometimes it's not even about the number of lines of code you've written. It's about the quality of the code you've written. But we never even focus on that when we are working on worker time.
On worker time, it's the hours that matter.
It's the hours, not
they
even
don't care about
they don't even if you are doing hello world.
So many lines. So many.
You took NPM install and
It took long to even install, but now it's counting the minutes.
And you went to NPM audit fix. And you started trying to push to Git master area.
And then you had network issues. Now it took long. So the minutes are still being counted.
It works when you're
it does.
typing.
It does.
Yeah.
I have so
Okay, I had the wrong idea.
But I think what you are trying to say is sometimes it's not the number of the number of lines of code you've written.
Yeah.
Like, just like stop competing with other people. Maybe your task was just to do that for 30 minutes, and that's fine, right?
And that's very okay.
Just be yourself. Know what you are doing every day.
So maybe Mwikali is building something different. You're building something different. So her 10 hours is different from your
Maybe
30
Mwikali is
minutes.
learning HTML.
Yeah, and that's why she's spending a lot of time there.
She's changing
These are haters. These are haters.
Understand deep.
These are haters, you. If you look at my academy, it's purely Python and Ruby,
No,
or
Mwikali.
React and JavaScript.
Mwikali, banter, take it down,
No.
banter.
But then also,
she was trying to center a deal. You know how CSS can take a toll on you,
especially
guys.
when you're doing media queries with CSS, I can attest to that.
The media queries,
It really
guys. The
takes
media
time.
queries.
But then it's always good to try find the difference between both. And I tend to think that for you to find the difference between both, it's basically you knowing yourself,
Yes.
knowing what you're doing, knowing your purpose, and just moving on with what you're doing. Because when you start doing the comparison, like when you start comparing yourself to Rona and maybe Mijian, you'd find that there's like a difference somewhere.
Okay, I think I feel a little. Maybe the competition is good, Mwikali.
It is.
It can be motivating because you're motivated.
Up
I
to
see
a point,
Mwikali. We
yeah.
have the same up to a point.
Yeah.
It's good, but I think the thing is striking a balance
Yes.
And knowing when to stop.
and knowing when to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. And anyway, you guys have heard of that quote of, if you're competing with anyone, compete with yourself. The person in the mirror.
Yes.
So I hope that's clear. I think also another thing then is imposter syndrome. We can't talk about mental health issues
health
without talking
without
about imposter syndrome.
Yes. Not
The
believing in
self-doubt.
yourself.
You're good
And
in something, but you don't think you're so good in it. So you can't even apply for a job.
Because you're already telling yourself, you know what? They can't pick me. How will they
I
pick
am not
me?
qualified.
You're on a
not good
table, you
enough.
can't put your
Yes.
points across because,
I
hey,
feel like a fraud.
this
Yeah.
table, no, they won't take
Do you know
any
sometimes
points.
even what is one thing that is usually annoying with imposter syndrome is the fact that maybe you're already in that place. You've already gotten the opportunity. You are in there already, but you're still feeling like you
You're
don't
not
deserve
good
to
enough.
be
Here.
there. Yeah. I think usually that's the biggest, the self-doubt comes there, like,
And you know what it does? It's so the self-doubt and then it lowers your esteem and then your confidence. Like
yes.
everything goes down. And
Maybe you have even
And I
an
think-
answer to a problem the team is facing, but you can't even respond.
yeah.
And then the funny
I
thing
think
about
when people know that you have imposter syndrome, they tend to use it against you.
Against
Yeah.
you.
And I think
Yes.
people know.
Yeah,
Yes.
they tend to know.
It's known. There's a way, I don't know how they know it, but people feel it. The moment you doubt yourself, people around you, I don't know how, but they
It's
do.
the same thing that you said on self-esteem and confidence, because if you start using words like, oh, okay, so I think we can use this, but I don't know, so you have already validated what you're saying without putting it across, so nobody will take it seriously.
So some of these like statements we say,
Yes,
I'm not-
please, I'm trying to stop saying things like I don't know. I'll say I know it.
you should be
I
very
think-
confident
Yes.
about yourself.
may think no, actually I'm doing it right now, but I want to eliminate this I think.
Yes.
Because
I'm
I
not
feel as
sure,
it's like I think. No, I know it.
Yeah, for a fact.
Yeah.
And then you'd find that funny thing is when you're in those maybe to meetings and to tables and you're trying to maybe you're worried that your point may not come off as valid,
Yes.
and then someone else says it and then people applaud and then you're like, I had the same
Yeah,
answer,
why
but
didn't
I
I
didn't
say it?
Exactly, that's a very common case of imposter syndrome. So yeah, I think people should work on being confident and owning their points and whatever they're trying to put across a table.
We
Yeah.
should this is a very like massive topic. We should really talk
I think imposter
talk
syndrome
about
will
it.
be a whole episode. I
Yeah.
hope very soon.
So from that we can get to understand how we can handle these mental health issues that people face in tech. How can you handle burnout? How can you handle the competitions? How can you handle imposter syndrome? And I think the first point could be taking breaks or setting boundaries. Let's say setting boundaries. When you set boundaries, like you have a timetable, you know, at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. this is lunch hour. I don't want anyone to book a meeting with me. I'm not writing any code between 1 to 2 p.m. I'm going to take walks over the weekend, and this time I won't be able to do any job that is related to tech, or even getting to know that when it gets to 11 p.m. my phone should be off, my laptop should be off, and this is sleep time.
Okay, let's talk about this point. I feel like it's very hard. Let's not lie to ourselves.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
It's very hard because you'll be working on something. You faced a bug from, let's say you're at work. Let's say you've gone to work physically. It's 2 p.m. You've started facing that bug. By the time you go home at 5 p.m., you still have it. You've not solved it.
It's still there, telling you.
In as much as you don't want to carry work home, Diana. What will prevent me from waking up at night and realizing that I found the solution in my dream?
No, I think now that's where the point of knowing when to stop and asking your friends comes in. Don't be stuck on one thing for the longest hours trying to solve it by yourself. I'm pretty sure when I come across a Python maybe error or something, I'll know that I'm supposed to talk to maybe Kilonzi or Rona or even Diana, because all of them are proficient in Python. So bringing in your friends and knowing when to ask for help is very important, not being stuck on the same thing.
Correct.
So you're setting boundaries by bringing in people and asking for help.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
also one thing, yeah.
But then that might be a problem for the introverted people.
Ooh.
You see, where they don't really feel
Like they can reach out.
You guys, I'm an introvert here.
I know.
I'm an
Hey.
introvert.
Hey, lies.
Please stop it. We have been
She's
through
lying.
this over and over again. No,
As an
we
introvert,
refuse.
I still ask for help.
No, wait. As
You are
people
the
who
most
know you,
extroverted person
we
I've
have
ever met.
refused. We know
I
you.
mean, I am an introvert,
No.
but I ask questions.
That is not
Each and
introvert.
every-
I think she is.
I think
No.
she is.
Dana is.
Dana is an
Dana
introvert.
can talk to
I am
people.
an introvert.
No,
Mwikali.
when you talk
Wait,
about
but
introverted
then there's this
people-
meme that people. It's like a meme that says this kakad that you guys, whatever you're saying here, introvert. Now you go with that kakad. I am an introvert. Everything. I am. It's funny.
I tend to think introverted people are really these people who really don't want people in their space, even communicating.
But if you care
with
about your
them.
work, you ask for help.
Of course, yes. Now that's the point.
Yeah.
You have
Whether
to ask for
introverted
help.
or not.
Yes.
You have to.
So one solution is to ask for help
Yep,
when
ask
it comes
for help
to
always.
if you've been facing a bug for long. But you guys, if we are to be real though, because I face this a lot. I might be working at night and something is not working. Then I sleep. When I'm asleep,
You
the
get
solution
dreams.
comes.
Now that's the point
Yes.
of taking a break. When you find that you've been on a bug for the longest
I can take a
period,
nap and
yeah,
see if I
you-
dream about
Exactly.
the
Take
solution.
Take a
break.
walk.
Yeah, exactly. Do something that you enjoy, and then maybe when
Scroll
you come
through
back,
social media.
you'll be able to see that error that was disturbing you, and you'll be able to solve it. I've actually encountered that so many times. I find that I'm on my machine for maybe 2 hours, and this thing is totally not working. I'm not getting this thing right. But then I take a break. I scroll through Instagram for a couple of minutes, and then when I'm back, I'm like, you even find out the line of code
I think
that was
you
disturbing you for
spot
long.
actually the error when
Exactly.
you faster.
So taking a break is very important.
Rona, I don't think they're talking about TikTok because the dances cannot inspire.
Yes, please, not the challenges.
She wants
No.
to say my heart,
No.
my soul,
My waist.
my waist is inspiring. The last line.
No,
Them-
that is my break now.
Okay,
By
okay.
dancing.
Banter,
By
banter.
This was an attack.
It was an attack.
This was an attack. Who was saying that?
It was Kilonzi.
Okay, another solution that you can use to take care of your mental health is, if you like working out, Okay, so you guys are started working out.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you have to
yes.
bring
So
in
I
that
actually-
card.
You love
Yes,
working
please.
out.
So I don't love it, but I can see the difference
Okay.
when I go. Every time I go to the gym and I come back,
You feel energized.
I feel energized. Of course, you're tired physically, but you're energized mentally. Yes. So there's that. I feel like everyone should work out. I mean, whatever that means, even if it means meditation, yoga, stretching. It doesn't have to be intense weight lifting.
Rona wouldn't do that. We know why.
Yes.
But yes.
Yeah. So so back to my point, guys. Back to my point.
Yes, we are digressing.
Yeah, so for me,
Mwikali.
I feel like whenever I work out, exercise is a major. I think there's a science behind how your physical health affects your mental health.
Yeah.
If you are healthy physically, especially through exercise and eating well, then you're more likely to thrive mentally. So that's one point I think you guys should take note of.
Yeah.
As maybe this comes with the exercise point. Drinking water.
Yes, of course. Drink water, mind your business.
Oh yeah, minding your business is really important.
Yes.
Drink
Don't
water.
mind Mwikali's worker
Banter.
time.
No,
Oh, yeah.
banter.
Of course.
Okay. What's the other point on handling imposter syndrome, guys? I think imposter syndrome, as you said, is a major point in tech, and it's one of the leading causes of mental illnesses, because you doubt yourself, you feel like you're not confident, and in tech where there's some sort of competition on how innovative you are, how you're able to come up with solutions, how better code you can write and all that, it's very easy. And with everything that's coming up in terms of innovations, ChatGPT, new tools, new technologies, like there's that pressure of having to learn all of them at once, which can make you feel like you don't belong where you are, or you don't fit the bill in terms of your skill set. So maybe let's hear from you guys.
Also
How
taking
have you guys handled imposter syndrome?
I think I have a point. So I'm not very consistent on this, but I am working hard to make sure I become consistent. So what I do is I challenge myself to make sure that when a day passes, I have learned something new, even though it's small, but it's something new. And what this does to imposter syndrome, how it helps, is that it kind of gives you the belief, the fact that you're reading and you know that you're adding some knowledge.
Yes.
So it adds on to, it reduces those instances of you doubting yourself. So that's one way.
I'd also talk about I think tied to Rona's point would be tied down to Rona's point will be celebrating your accomplishments. So celebrating your accomplishments, the small things. Let's say today you're able to do this, tomorrow you're able to do that. Like taking account of those small things that you've been able to
Celebrate yourself, baby.
Exactly, celebrate your small wins, and also be kind to yourself as you would be kind to a friend. We are all human. We are prone to failing sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So every time you fail, don't beat yourself up like I am not good enough, I'm not able to do this. Take that as a learning opportunity, so that next time, maybe when you face the same thing, you'd face it with a different face and come out stronger.
Bars. When you face it, guys, face it with a different face. Hello.
I didn't even realize
Rapping.
that.
Wait. The rapper there. The rapper
Sorry.
inside. Whoa. It just comes. It just comes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
naturally.
We are
It just
sorry.
comes.
I didn't even force it. Naturally.
I think
I also think
yes.
you can try and, you say the way we say jack of all trades, but also understanding, getting to know maybe a specific niche and being confident in that niche also gives you the confidence to know when I get this opportunity, I will kick it instead of being everywhere and there's no confidence at any point.
Please, we are not ready for any. We are not ready for any specific battles between master of trades or not.
Hey, I am ready to fight.
Sorry,
I have points.
This is not a battle.
It's not.
Okay.
But do you understand
down.
what she's saying?
Yeah.
Yes,
Saying that at a
yes.
point, I mean, there will always be new technologies coming up.
Yeah.
There will be always GPT-3, GPT-4, GPT-100. If you give yourself the pressure to learn everything at once, then it will become very difficult for you. You feel like an actual fraud, actually.
Yeah.
So if you are able to specialize and say, for me right now at this phase, I'm focused on React and React.js. I want to be able to do React. And if I do React, that's my specialization currently. I'm doing React.js, that's it. So that way, I have the awareness that I'm 60% into React. This is what I know. With that awareness, I can be able to shoot my shot in around this area and be able to work on the things that I don't know yet.
Yeah. So I think I have remembered something someone told me once, because once I was, of course, I have struggled with this imposter syndrome. So what they said is, okay, the imposter syndrome is there to show you something. I don't know how you guys are going to take this. I feel like Kilonzi, you're going to have a very bad negative outlook. But it's there to show you something. But the question is, what do you do after? Okay, you felt you don't know, you're a fraud. What steps do you take after? Will you allow the imposter syndrome to just step on you and just stay there moping? Oh gosh, I don't know, I feel I am. Or do you start working on yourself to improve and to grow? That's
of course, I agree. Why are you saying that?
No. I just
negative
because
outlook?
no. I thought you would say the fact that I
Imposter
said
syndrome.
it's
It's there to teach you something.
yeah, yes.
Oh, no,
it's
no,
there
no,
to
no,
teach
no.
you to
I
ask
feel
you
like
something.
regardless of what you know, regardless of actually how long, how much you know, how many years you've been in the industry, you still feel that way. That feeling will never go away, you guys. Like, for most people, at least that's
People
what...
who are honest,
yes,
right?
For the people that are honest, there are days, even CEOs of multinationals, they will still feel like
They're not enough.
They are not enough, or they are not doing what they're supposed to do. So that will come. It's about how to handle it.
Yeah.
Obviously, my dear, if you are starting out today, or you started 10 years ago and you still feel it, we validate that. What we're saying is, after you feel it, what do you do?
Yeah,
And we've already handled that. So I think we are good, yeah? We
Yeah.
are good.
Or
Yeah.
imposter
We are
syndrome.
fighting imposter syndrome.
We
are
are.
fighting.
We are.
Also, another point of how to handle mental health is taking breaks. Once in a while, go for a vacation. Don't just stay in the company every time people are seeing you. Please take a leave of but take breaks. Go out on weekends, at least once in a month. Go and have fun with people who are not even in tech. You don't have to have just friends in
Have
tech.
a social life.
Yeah.
But it's very hard.
And you also
guys.
don't have to, even though you
Talk
are in
about it
tech
in
and
another
all your
episode.
friends are in tech, you don't have to always talk about tech every time you
God.
meet.
Go out on
Yeah.
dates, meet people.
Yeah.
I think
go
that's-
hiking, climb mountains,
Is
go
this
to the
because you
beach.
like hiking?
Yes, I like hiking.
But have you hiked?
I don't have people who
You know,
are
people
go
yesterday
hiking.
invalidated my hiking. Do you know I actually hiked?
I also
Around
doubted
November.
that. When did you
I actually
hike?
did that.
I've never seen
2015,
those
I stayed-
pictures.
It was 2015. I was in first year. Yeah, I can show you guys pictures.
It's okay. 2015
Yeah.
is okay.
Uh,
It's because it's a long.
so you think right now I cannot hike?
You refused.
Yes, I refused because I'm not here to suffer. I'm in my soft life era. Okay, so
But we
I
should
think
go hiking.
there's a
guys.
point I saw in an article which I'm struggling with because I've not accepted it. It's about reducing on caffeine.
Oh.
Oh yes, the
So-
addict.
Addiction.
So reducing on caffeine intake and soda. So I think the explanation was around how caffeine sometimes you become so reliant on it that it becomes an addiction, and high intakes of it, caffeine and carbonated drinks usually can affect your heart and cause you health issues related to blood pressure. So with the awareness of that, I'm working hard because I drink coffee every day.
I think so. Someone
I actually started taking it in high school.
I also did. In high school we did, but you've carried it now.
Yes. Oh. It has become something I have to take every morning.
So I can't do it.
I can't join a morning stand-up without coffee. I can't. I tell them, give me a minute. I play music. Then I go back and
take your coffee.
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
I think 90% of developers have that kabayo. Coffee is something. Coffee is something.
Yeah, and everyone takes pride in coffee, in taking coffee. Yeah. It's not good, guys. It's not good for your health.
I think I take coffee once in a while when I'm really feeling like today is coffee day, not really like daily. I can mix that up with maybe tea sometimes, other things.
Do you know me? I like mine black. I don't even put
sugar.
No.
These people,
no sugar,
people
no
who feed themselves.
Lemon. Hey. I put lemon.
Wow.
There is a list of people who I don't know if you guys saw. There is a meme of in Kenya watu wenye wanaonanga wamefika. So we have these people who watch this driving game. I don't know how it's called.
F1.
Yes, F1. And there was a long list.
People listen to podcast, guys.
Yes. But the other one on the list was people who take coffee without sugar. They feel like they are there. Sophisticated people.
But you don't see sophistication when you look at me. Hey, you guys.
That was a low one.
Should I take offense with this one? Should I?
No, stop taking the coffee. Stop taking the coffee.
Yeah.
Well, we have come to the end of the topic discussion.
Diana has ruined the fun, but
we'll have the fun after this. So yeah, I hope this discussion has given you some light on what you should do to take care of your mental health. Always remember that your mental health will be a high factor in everything that you do. So we can have parting shots from everyone,
starting with Mwikali.
As always, I will say, believe in yourself and drink water.
Wow. Keeping it short and smooth. Of course. For me, I'd say, remember, there's no way you're going to be productive or good enough if your mental health is not good enough. So make it a priority.
Yes.
You can make all the money in the world, but not be healthy enough to enjoy it. So create that balance.
Yeah. Yay. Finally, your mental health is your wealth. Just take care of it.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm the mental wealth champion.
You are what again? Why are you telling yourself your wealth? Or it is called believing in yourself?
You can become a therapist. Take care of my love life.
I can't listen to people's problems.
Hey, sorry.
That much.
Me, I would.
I think I'll cry and become more emotional.
Okay. Let's wrap up. Okay, so make sure you follow us on Twitter at GTechSailors, on LinkedIn at Global Tech Sailors,
on TikTok GTechSailors,
on Instagram Global Tech Sailors,
and on YouTube Global Tech Sailors.
Yes.
And also you can find us on any streaming platform, that is Spotify, Google Podcasts,
Pocket Cast.
Everywhere. We are everywhere, guys, except Apple Podcasts. We are
working on that. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with a techie or a budding techie or an enthusiast or anyone that's interested.
Them. See you next time. Thank you for listening to us.
Bye. Bye.